Letting go has never been an easy process, but it has always been doable. You keep holding on to this man thinking that he's going to change. You keep holding on to him thinking that something is going to automatically just shift in your favor. But this person has showed you time after time that they have no plans on doing that whatsoever. You see, you be talking about you being on your self-love journey, your healing journey, and all this other type of stuff. Part of your self-love and your healing journey includes getting away from the toxic MFers around you who don't have no good intent for you. This may be a little bit of a hard pill to swallow, but the person that you're sleeping with does not necessarily have the best intent for you. They're just harvesting your energy. They're taking your energy source. Now, whether that's because of your finances, that glow, your beauty, your energy, your ambition, whatever that is for you, they're trying to harvest that off of you. Because if it was a true love connection, you would feel a lot different. You wouldn't be getting triggered in the ways that you are right now. You see, manipulators are very good at getting in our head, getting in the heads of their victims. They're getting in your head and making you think that you don't deserve to do certain things, or you're not deserving of better. They're keeping you stuck in their cycle by belittling you and lowering you down to their level. As long as your self-esteem is low, they can literally do whatever they want to. They have no reason to change anything because you're accepting the bare minimum. Now, the reason why you're accepting the bare minimum is because your self-esteem was shot down to the floor due to their gaslighting, their manipulation, and you don't know no better. You do, which is why you feel the ways that you feel, but consciously your ego has gotten so involved into the situation that you've started accepting it. I like to also say that's like phase 3 of manipulation. Phase 1 is where you kind of don't know what's going on, but you're kind of just like, okay, this is kind of odd, but you pushed under the rug. Phase 2 is when you start looking at them and you start justifying all the bullshit that they're doing. Like, oh, that's just them, or oh, maybe it's like a childhood trauma or something like that, right? And then phase 3 is when you're like, it's okay. Well, maybe I deserve this. I don't think it's like a childhood trauma. I just think they're a messed up person. But clearly, if I'm with this person, is because I deserve it. So I'm just going to accept it. And I think that's basically where you're at right now. You're not delusional, but you're stuck. And the only reason why you're stuck is because your self-esteem isn't high enough for you to actually release that shit from your life. That man is not for you, and you know that. Now, one of the crazy things about having, soul ties with certain people, the longer that you're with them, you're going to start seeing that person's life benefit and become somewhat good. And while yours seems to go, downhill. And then in that dynamic is going to put them in a position where they think that they have a one-up on you. They have some type of leverage on you, and that's going to impact the ways that they treat you. They're no longer going to be this nice-ass person. They're going to be kind of belittling you and throwing it back into your face. Manipulators have this tendency of looking at you during your weak moments and kicking you while you're down. They'll spit on you while you're already on the floor. So if you give somebody that type of leverage where you can't even acknowledge when your boundaries are being overstepped, they're going to take every opportunity they can to continue shooting down your self-esteem. Especially if they see that you have some type of confidence or some type of destiny over your life, they're going to intentionally try to make sure that you don't see yourself clearly. If you don't see yourself clearly, then there's no way you're going to be able to live out the destiny, all the goals, all the finances, just all the love that's literally was God ordained over your life. You're not going to be able to see those things when your mind is under attack. Narcissists attack the mind. They attack your psyche. They'll make you start questioning yourself and doubting yourself. Not because you don't understand what's going on, but because their perspectives, their seeds were planted too deep into your psyche. So now you're starting to question yourself because the same seeds that you planted are starting to counteract with the seeds they have planted in your mind. That's why you catch yourself at certain moments where it's like, I feel insecure, I feel jealous, I feel, drained and all this other type of stuff. When in reality, you don't feel those type of ways. You're thinking the thoughts of your narcissist. If they've sat there and told you that you were insecure, you were jealous, you were ugly, and all these other type of things, if you sat there and listened to it long enough, you're going to eventually believe that you're insecure, you're ugly, you're jealous, and all these other type of things. And it's going to mess you up inside because deep down, you know that you're not, but you keep replaying it in your mind. You're not replaying your own thoughts in your head right now. You're replaying the thoughts and the voices of that person in your head. And that's what's keeping you stuck in the cycle. That's what's keeping you stuck in the loop because you aren't able to decipher between your own thought patterns, your own wishes, your own destiny, destiny versus what they were trying to put into your life to prevent you getting to those things. And I know a lot of you don't just want to get out of this relationship with this person and get straight back into another relationship. You don't have to do that. That's not at all what I'm telling you to do. But what I am telling you to do is go love yourself, go experience some new, try different things, try, things that actually do fulfill you and that make you happy, because this MF was just sitting here draining you and you've cried too many tears at this point. Like I tell everybody, especially the people that I get on my one-on-one calls with, you have new love coming in your life. The fact that you've even gotten to the point where you can acknowledge that something needs to change, you have to do something different, you've taken a level of accountability. And once somebody takes accountability in their life, the things that change and the things that can happen for you is out of this world, because God is able to deliver some type of blessing. God can deliver whatever they want, to be honest with you. But once again, if you're stuck in that headspace that this toxic MFer is putting inside of you, if they're the best that you can do, you don't deserve any better, you're never going to find someone like them again. Well, I think, honestly speaking, it's probably best that you don't find nobody like him again, because that's not the move. Why would you want to put yourself into that again? You also got to remember that there is a spiritual attack on your womb right now. Insecure men, toxic men, they're viewing that as an opportunity to plant seeds in you, literally and figuratively, that will ruin your life, that will set your life back decades, years, months, whatever the case may be. So you have to be very careful with the people that you intertwine with and get very close with, because not everybody has the best intentions. All because you can't see yourself clearly doesn't mean that other people around you can't see yourself clearly. If you're walking around here like a shiny diamond and you don't know that you're a diamond, you're going to be putting yourself in very jeopardizing situations, because people who are less fortunate is going to see that diamond and they're going to want to harvest that energy for themselves. So that's why when you have a diamond, it's very likely that that diamond is in a jewelry store, around other diamonds, or around people who know how to value the diamond and pay for the diamond adequately, because the diamond isn't just gave to just any and everybody, because chances are they didn't work for it, they didn't put in the perspective to attain it, or they just don't want it. Some people don't want diamonds, they're a gold type of person. So don't sit here and beat yourself up because this person doesn't want you, or this person isn't giving you the full pot or anything like that. God has a whole nother person waiting for you. That person is not your person. And the quicker that you can realize that love should not be bringing you through the drain, like the drainage. You shouldn't be having all these traumatic ass stories. You shouldn't be having to literally beat yourself up and push yourself to the edge of literal life in order to stay in a relationship with this person. It should flow and be a level of grace and love throughout the whole thing. Regardless if you guys start arguing or not, there should be no question whether or not this person loves you. If they're making you question the love that they have for you, that let alone should raise a very big red flag. But I think that you have it in you to step forward, because this new season, God is removing people for you. If you don't remove this person, it's going to be removed for you. And crazy enough, if you wait until the moment that God decides to remove this person from your life for you, it's going to be a way bigger and harsher lesson than if you just would have stepped away yourself. So yeah, be safe out here.